While you develop a machine learning algorithm, you will use one single data set to both train your model and test your model. Generally, you will use a majority portion of the data to train your model and then the remaining small portion of the data to test the accuracy of your model. sklearn provides a very good and effective way to split your data into both training and test datasets. Let's see how that works. I am using Jupyter Notebook for this demo. To start with, I have imported NumPy, and from sklearn.model selection, I am importing train_test_split. I will run this piece of code. Next, I am creating array, and I am just using np.arange to create the array, and this is going to be a one-dimensional array. In the next line, I am displaying the array. So when I display it, you can see that the array A is having the numbers which is sequenced from 1 through 99. Let's consider this as your input data set. sklearn takes the inputs in the form of matrices. So in your case, if you have read your input data as a pandas data frame, then you will have to convert it into a two-dimensional NumPy array. I am going to use train_test_split of A. So when I do this, you can see that A is split into two arrays. The first array is having a specific set of numbers from the parent array, and the second array is having the remaining numbers. Now here the first array is the training dataset and the second array is the test dataset. While I am creating or splitting these datasets, I could directly store them to the training and the testing variable. So I am just using the split, and here I am just mentioning or assigning it to a_train, a_test. When I just type in a_train, I can see the training dataset, and when I type in a_test, I can see the test dataset. So here just let's check out the shape of the train dataset. When I run this piece of code, you can see that the shape is 74 and the shape of the test dataset is 25. I don't wanted to use such a large portion of my data for testing. I can just use only, say, probably 10% of my dataset for testing. In order to do that, I can give a parameter while splitting the datasets, and that parameter is called test_size. And here I am just giving it a value 0.1, which means that only 10% of my data would be used for testing and the remaining would be used for training the dataset. So now when I just run this piece of code again, you can see that the shape of train is 89, whereas the shape of test now is only 10. And I can also just display it for you. So now you can see that there are about like 89 values in train and only 10 values in test. You can see that the original array A, it is having the numbers 1 through 99 in sequence. But if you see the splitted data set, it's been randomized. So you can see that it has been shuffled. By default, for the splitting to happen, the shuffle parameter would be equal to true. If you don't want the shuffle to happen, then you can set it to false. Here I am just setting the shuffle parameter to false, and when I do this and run this blocks again, you can see that the shuffle is not happening here and the numbers are split based on the parent dataset. But in certain cases you will like to have the shuffle to happen, but you will like to have it in an orderly fashion, and in order to do that you can use the parameter called random state. Here I am just copy pasting this to a new cell, and instead of shuffle equal to false, I am going to use a random state, and I'll assign it a number 42. This is the default number that would be assigned by the machine learning community. So I'm just going to run this block of code, and then again I'm going to display a train. You can see that it's just shuffled, and when I just play a test, then you can see that it's again shuffled. This is kind of a seed parameter where you generate random numbers in Python. So you can have any numbers in the random state so that the shuffling can always happen. And if I just continue to have 42, and when I run this block of code again and again, no matter how many times I run it, you will see that the shuffle is randomized, but still it is in the same order and it is not changing. We already have a array A and it is having values from 1 through 99. Let me create one more array B and I will assign it a value from 900 to 999. I'm sorry, I will have to give the name as B, and I will run this and I will just reinitiate A to its old value. Now with sklearn, we can split both the arrays into test and train datasets simultaneously. So I can use the same line, and here I can give B as one of the parameter, and I can add B underscore train comma B underscore test. So when I run this cell, I can get 4 variables out of it, the training and testing dataset for A and B. I am going to display A train and I am going to display B training. So you can see that both A train and B train are having numbers from their parent dataset, and it is kind of split in a similar fashion. So it is kind of randomized in a similar fashion. Similarly, I can show you the A test and the B test, and this also would have been kind of split or randomized in a similar fashion. Now I will show you a very simple example on how to read a CSV file into a NumPy array and split it into the train and test datasets. So here I have a I have a CSV file, and this file has 3 columns. The first one is the experience, the second column is the salary, and the third column is the credit card limit. So this is just a simple dataset that I have created for this tutorials. So I will actually read it to a NumPy array. In order to read it to a NumPy array, I am using gen from text module from NumPy. So I am importing gen from text, and then I am assigning the data from the CSV file to my data. The name of the CSV file is salary data.csv, and the delimiter is comma. And then I am displaying my data. When I run this piece of code, you can see that the data from the file is now in the form of array. Now I am using train test split of my data, and here I am going to give the test size as 10% of the data, and I am going to give the random state equal to 42, and I am assigning the values to my train comma my test, and then I am going to display the training dataset. So now you can see that the training dataset is displayed. Out of the total 11 rows from the original dataset, the training dataset is having 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 rows, and when I display the test dataset, it has 2 other rows, and it has been randomized. So pretty much that's all I had for this tutorial. Hope you like this tutorial. Please check out the description of this video to get more information about my other videos, and if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it. Thank you very much.